Right, what we're going to show you today is a part of the leather colouring process. This is a leather item that was given to us by a customer who had spilt some sort of detergent on top of the leather itself, and as they have wiped, they've actually stripped some of the colour off. And what we're going to do today is show you a leather prep process to key the paint, clean it and remove any contamination from the leather itself, and then use an alcohol cleaner and then show you how to colour the leather itself. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the leather prep, and we're going to use a cotton towel inside of a red pad. Soak through the cotton towel, which is going to hold the product inside of it, and when we wrap it round, it's actually going to hold in the product, so it gives you longevity and give you better working time. Rub some of the leather colourant off. And as you can see, some of the colouring is actually coming off with the process. You know that the leather prep is actually doing its job when you can see the colour coming off. Right, what we're going to do now is use an alcohol cleaner with a cotton terry towel. Basically what this is going to do is clean the area and degrease it and get rid of any contamination that's further actually on the leather itself. So what you want to do is wipe over the area vigorously. You can see that the leather cleaner itself, the alcohol cleaner, is absorbing into the leather and pulling out any contamination. Making sure that there's no areas missed. There we are. As you can see, it has pulled off more colourant with it. So the next part of the leather restoration process would be to add the colourant. To save on the process, we've mixed up the colour now, and what we're going to do is apply it with a sponge. What we want to do is to apply it so that you've got all of the cracks and crevices and applied into all of the areas actually on the leather item itself. What we do is we use brush strokes to begin with, and then to get rid of the leather streaks that you will find with the leather strokes is you apply it in a stippled motion, which will help to create a grain effect. Basically what we're going to do now is dry the area with a hairdryer. It speeds up the process and let the paint go off a lot quicker. So we're just going to use this for now. As you can see, in one quick step with a sponge, we've got good coverage. The leather item itself is looking a lot better. What we're going to do now is apply the rest of the colourant on with an airbrush. You can use a sponge to get a very, very good effect. But if you want to do it in a professional form, what we like to use is the airbrush technique. Basically what we do is fill up an airbrush with the colourant and we spray it on, and that will give an even better coverage of colour, and it will make it look nice and smooth, just the way that you would like it on your leather items. What we're going to do now is actually show you how to apply colourant with an airbrush. What I've done is applied the colourant inside of the pot, and what we're going to do is, once we've obviously sponged the area and we've got a nice layer of colour as a base colour to go on, now we're going to finish the job off with an airbrush. What you want to do is have nice sweeping overlapping motion with a good base of colour. Now that the colouring process is complete, what we're going to do is move on to the sealing process, which is a mixture between gloss and matte to make a nice satin finish. But before I do that, I'm going to have to make sure that my airbrush is nice and clean for the next process, and we'll move on from there. Now that the cleaning of the gun is complete, we've filled up with our lacquer cleaner lacquer sealant, and what we're going to have to do is adjust the fan width. The nature of this product is that it's a lot thinner than the colourant, so what we're going to have to do is lay it on a little bit thinner than the colourant itself. Now, as same as before, what we're going to do is give nice even coverage with an overlapping motion throughout the whole of the seat.